Hey, I'm Shay. Sorry if I seem a little frustrated. See, I made this bowl for my friend's birthday, but I ran out of time. So instead of letting it cool down, I took it out of the kiln too early. And, well, now look at it. It's all cracked and broken. I knew that if I rushed, there was a good chance it would crack, but I chose to do it anyway. Look where it got me. Have you ever thought about doing something even though you knew it was wrong? I mean, we all have choices to make every day, and choosing the right action can be tough, right? But does it really matter what I do as long as it doesn't hurt anyone else? When I have questions like this, I look to the Bible for answers. The Bible is God's true message to us about himself. And it says that when we do what we think is best instead of what God says is best, that's called sin. And sin breaks everything. It ruins friendships, it brings sadness, and most importantly, it breaks our relationship with God. And even if you think no one will notice your actions, well, God sees and notices everything. Let's open up the Bible and read about a man named David. David followed God, and God made David a king. On the outside, David's actions looked pretty good. But let's see what happened when David chose what he wanted, even if he thought no one would notice. David and Nathan. David was the king of Israel and in charge of everything, but he also made some wrong choices. One spring, David sent out an army, but he put another man in charge. Instead of going out with the army like he should have, David stayed in Jerusalem. One evening, David looked out from his palace and saw a beautiful woman named Bathsheba. She was the wife of Uriah, one of David's best warriors. David sent his messengers to get Bathsheba, and she came to David's house. Later, Bathsheba told David she was going to have a baby. The baby was David's. David knew what he had done, and it was wrong. So David made a plan. He called for Uriah to come home and spend time with his wife. But Uriah did not think it was right for him to spend time relaxing at home while others were fighting for the king. He refused to go home until the battle was over. So David made up another plan. He sent an order with Uriah that he was to be sent to the hardest part of the battle so he would be killed. David's plan worked, and Uriah was killed in battle. Can you believe it? David chose to do what he wanted instead of what God said was right. David first chose to stay home instead of going where he needed to be. And that choice led to another wrong choice, which led to another wrong choice, which led to another wrong choice, which led to David making wrong choices to try to cover up all his wrong actions. It's crazy, right? I mean, David may have thought nobody else would find out. After all, he was king. But God knew his actions. Let's find out what happened next. God knew what David had done, and his actions did not honor God. So God sent a prophet named Nathan to speak with David. Nathan told David a story. A traveler came to a rich man who had many animals, but the rich man did not share from his own animals. Instead, he took a poor man's lamb, the only lamb he had, and gave it to the traveler to eat. The story made David very angry. He recognized the actions of the rich man were wrong. "You are the man," Nathan said. He told David that the baby born to Bathsheba would die. David realized how wrong his actions were, and he prayed and confessed his sin to God by admitting what he did. "I have sinned and done evil things in your sight, God. Turn your face away from my sins and take away my guilt. Create a clean heart for me and renew a faithful heart for me." David realized that God wanted his heart to change, so he would not want to sin again, but would want to choose right actions that honor God. God knew David's actions and what he had done. Because of those actions, David had to face consequences. But that didn't mean that God left him or stopped loving him. God still loved David, even though David sinned. And like David, it may be easy for us to hear a story about someone and say, that person made wrong choices. But it isn't always easy to look at our own actions and see that we make wrong choices too. The Bible says that everyone has sinned, and because of sin, we're broken. Just like God sent Nathan to David to help see his brokenness, God sent someone for us too, Jesus. But Jesus didn't come just to help us see that we're broken and we make wrong choices. He stepped in to fix our brokenness. Jesus came to take the punishment that we deserve and make a way for us to be made new, to have a new relationship with God. And now, when we respond to this good news by telling God we're sorry for all the wrong choices and choose to follow Him, we can have a new relationship with God. God knows our actions. He sees and He knows everything, and He still loves us, and He wants a friendship with us. It's comforting to know that even when we make the wrong choice, God still loves us and helps us follow the plan for our lives. And with His help, we can choose to follow God and honor Him in our actions. Okay, I'm gonna try to make another bowl, but this time I'm gonna do it the right way. But I need my sponge, so I'll see you later.